Hi guys, how you doing?
Good.
Hi parents. Parents and friends, grandparents. So, I'm going to tell you the story about Belle's Christmas pageant. That's Belle. Pretty cute dog, huh? And you guys have dogs?
No. No. My dog died.
Well, maybe someday your friends will let you have a dog. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, Belle was a big yellow dog. She was a good dog, and she was happy. She wagged her tail to show how happy she was. See? You can't see it, but that tail's going up and down. She was happy with her food. She was happy with her toys and her bed. She was happy living in the old house beside the church. See? Looks right out the window. What's that? A church, yeah. We know because it has a steeple, right?
Yeah.
Most churches do. She was happy playing catch and stick. Like you throw a stick and she catches it and runs back. You know that, yeah. She loved her daily walk to their parents in the woods by the stream. Belle was a happy dog. One day a year, Belle was not happy. Why do you think she wasn't happy?
Because she didn't get to go to the...
This boy right ahead. She didn't go, what, honey? She didn't get to go to the pageant. She was not happy. Every year on pageant day, every Christmas there was a pageant in the church beside Belle's house. Every year the children in the church school practiced for 2 Sundays ahead, getting ready for the pageant. See? Practice. Another word for practice is rehearsal. Okay, they're rehearsing. Look at it. They do it without, even with their costumes on.
Yeah,
See?
like
See that?
some of them did yesterday, right guys? Some of you were
What's
rehearsal.
that? Got white wings on it. Angel, yes. And that's Mary. And there's the little baby Jesus. Cute little thing, isn't he? Okay, so look at the poor Belle. She's looking through the window. She's feeling left out. I feel sorry for Belle, don't you? You ever feel left out? You got the feeling. Nobody's feeling left out here. Look at this, we're all together. So on the day of the pageant, their parents brought the children to church very early so they could get ready and put on their costumes. Now there were a whole lot of children in the church. Some were, they all had a part in the pageant too. Some were angels, had wings. Some were kings, had crowns. Some were shepherds. What's a shepherd? Yes, honey. This kid. Never get some smart kids in Christ. Someone who guards sheep. Exactly. Yeah, so there's the shepherd because they have that crook. You know why? Because sometimes sheep get naughty and run away. Take that crook, grab them, bring them right back home, back by their leg. That's why they have a shepherd's staff. Crook. So, some were angels, some kings, some shepherds. Some were friendly beasts. That's what, honey? Yeah, exactly. What's a beast? It's another word for what? Animal. Some were friendly animals. Every year a different boy was Joseph, that's Jesus' daddy, and a different big girl was Mary, that's Jesus' mommy. The girl who played Mary held a baby dressed as the baby Jesus. There, Mary, redheaded girl right here, and that little baby sound asleep. Good little baby. Sometimes baby Jesus cried, but not this time. So, sometimes the baby Jesus was a boy, sometimes it was a girl. Everybody hoped the baby Jesus wouldn't squirm too much or cry during the pageant. That baby crying, didn't it? Everybody loved the pageant. The church was always filled on pageant Sunday. And everyone had a part to play. Even the adults had a part. What parts did they play? What? Nothing, okay. Just make such a nice face, someone to ask you. They played the parts of adoring parents. They played the parts of grandparents. They played the parts of family or friends of the children who were in the pageant. Even Belle's father, who was the minister, played a part in the pageant. Every year he dressed up in a shepherd's costume. Look that dude out. Isn't that great? Dressed up like a shepherd. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? Every year he dressed up in a shepherd's costume. He followed the boy shepherds into the church, leaning on the shepherd's crook, and we know what a crook is. I already told you guys about that crook. Yeah. And leading a barnyard animal. Check that out. That's a rooster. What's a rooster do? What kind of sound they make? What? Cock-a-doodle-doo. 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 Can you do that? Let's all do it. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Let's say it a little louder. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Okay, we're doing great here, aren't we, folks? Everyone had a part to play in the pageant except who? Who didn't? Poor little rundown thing. Didn't get to fit in that pageant. Poor Belle. Every year she stayed home while her parents left for the pageant. Every year Belle hoped her dad would lead her as the animal in the shepherd's parade, but he never did, and that made Belle very sad. Look. Look at that. He leads in these other animals. Poor little Belle.
Look at her.
I feel sorry for her, don't you? Yeah. Poor little thing. Every year on pageant day, Belle stared forlornly through the window as another, less common animal was traded into the church by her father. Year after year, Belle watched as they went in the front door of the church and wondered, when is it going to be my turn? I don't blame her, do you? Never, he said, never. Wait and see, okay? Got to the end. But it never was Belle's turn. Other animals were more interesting than Belle, but they weren't better. The guest animal almost always misbehaved. The goat tried to climb into a pew, scaring everyone sitting there, chewed on the lady's coat. The goose got loose, flew up to a chandelier. Made so much noise nobody even looked at baby Jesus. All their eyes were up there in that bird up there. He was a goose, so he was honking. The calf didn't want to be in the parade. He planted his hooves, wouldn't move. The minister pulled, his friend pushed. The calf would not move. Everyone laughed so loud they couldn't even hear the Christmas story when they read it. Stubborn little calf. Yeah. Some calves are stubborn, you know. But one year on Pageant Sunday, there was a storm. Snow fell. Roads became slippery, so some people couldn't even drive to church. Look how big those snowflakes are. You want to talk about a storm. You want to talk about big snowflakes? Ooh, that was good. A couple of chips. Maybe later. Despite the storm, though, enough people came so that the pageant could go on. So, first, I think nobody's coming, but there were some people who could make it. What? You got this book at your house? Yeah, this is a book at his house. The children dressed in their costumes. The adults sang the opening carol. We just sang an opening carol, didn't we? Yeah, thanks to our musicians over here. The reader told the first part of the Christmas story. In the back room with the shepherds and the friendly beast, Belle's father put on his shepherd's costume. He grabbed his shepherd's crook. Then he looked out the window, but he was worried. Where's my animal? He said. They're all looking around for the animal here, the kids. Where's my animal? Where's my animal? I feel sorry for him. Doesn't have any animal. Outside where the wagon that brought the guest animal always parked, there was no wagon. There was no animal. The family who always brought that animal couldn't even drive on the icy roads. I need an animal. Belle's father said, somebody's got to bring me an animal. It's pageant day. We've got to have an animal. Then he had an idea. What do you think his idea was? That's it. She read ahead. Get Belle. What an idea. Belle can be our guest animal. A girl ran next door to Belle's house. So she ran through the snow. She doesn't care how cold it is. Doesn't care how slippery it is. She's got to get Belle. Belle's ready. Look at her. She's checking it all out through the window. Isn't that great? The girl went next door to Belle's house. She put Belle on her leash and hurried Belle into the back room of the church. Placed a set of friendly beast animals on Belle's head. Looks like deer antlers. Belle's father took her leash and led her outside to the front of the church. All the boys dressed as shepherds. They all gathered around Belle. They petted Belle. Belle wagged her tail. She was so happy. I have a yellow dog just like Belle, one boy said. The organist began the shepherd's carol. The parade began. The boys went first, followed by Belle and her father. They went up one aisle and down the other. Check it out. Is that not the coolest thing? I mean, how happy is Belle?
Look at Belle.
And how happy are we for Belle, y'all? This is so wonderful, isn't it? I think Belle deserves this, don't you? I've been waiting all these years. All the people in the seats and the children already on the stage smiled when they saw Belle. when they saw Belle. Some laughed with delight at the sight of Belle and her antlers. Many applauded. Some even cheered. They cheered in church. Belle's father let her stand beside the baby Jesus until the pageant was over. The baby Jesus smiled. Belle smiled. Belle wagged her tail. Everyone loved having Belle in the pageant. Look at there. What's Belle doing? She's kissing the baby Jesus. How sweet is that? It is Christmas. It's all about love, right?
Right.
We love that baby. Afterwards, Belle's father knelt beside her. He petted Belle. He hugged her. He said, Belle, you did such a good job. Maybe you should be my pageant animal every year. This pageant day, Belle was happy.
Yeah.
The end.
Okay, before you go back, we need to say our prayers, okay? And first though, can we say thank you to Terry? Thank you. All right, so put your hands together. Remember how we learned? We're going to say our prayers, and we're going to say, "Come, Lord Jesus," in a really loud voice. And then you can go back to making your gingerbread then. All right, ready? When I say three, you're going to say, "Come, Lord Jesus." Ready? 1,